Welcome to the Disneyland Beat, where our toes tap to a Disneyland drum.
And we always whistle while we work.
The Blue Bayou is set to reopen at the end of the month.
And they'll be serving alcohol like Hurricanes, that classic Bourbon Street cocktail.
Now it'll be the first time in park history that anyone who is not a member of Club 33 could grab an intoxicating beverage at New Orleans Square.
Today, we're going to talk a little bit about the history of alcohol at Disneyland and look at the reopening of the Blue Bayou with a bar.
And along the way, we check out our top 5 favorite cocktails that you can get inside the parks.
Come on into the parks with us.
Like, subscribe, and stick around.
Disneyland is your land.
Come seek an adventure into your pirates, eh?
Make the jump to life, Phil.
Hi everyone, I'm Amy.
And I'm TC with the Disneyland Beat.
You know, we aren't sure what's more conspicuous, the fact that Disney is now selling alcohol at New Orleans Square, or the fact that they haven't done it for the past 50 years.
If you've ever been to the French Quarter in New Orleans, then you know you're more likely to get thrown into a bar than thrown out of one, and cocktails are a staple of the nightlife.
But alcohol has long been prohibited at Disneyland because it was Walt Disney's wish and part of his vision for the park, along with other rules like no profanity and having a trash can every 20 steps and not selling chewing gum.
Walt had experienced many different amusement parks in his life. One nearby him as a child, Electric Park, was owned by a brewery at one point and had the beer piped directly in. He knew he wanted to differentiate Disneyland from the majority of American theme parks by having it be beautiful, sparkling clean, with every inch of it completely family-friendly, and prohibiting alcohol was a savvy move on the part of Walt to achieve that.
Of course, Walt was okay with Club 33 serving alcohol. The exclusive club, originally conceived up to entertain VIP guests, has enjoyed everything exclusive over the years, including a full bar and an amazing alcoholic and non-alcoholic beverage menu. The Hurricane, soon to come to the Blue Bayou, has been part of its culture for a long time.
If you are lucky enough to visit Club 33, they have a full bar and you have a large selection of fun drinks to choose from, like the Wicked Wench, Ma Belle Evangeline, and the Trophy Room. Of course, a bucket list thing to do for us would be to have a Scotch Mist, Walt's favorite cocktail, while enjoying the fine ambiance and company. A simple drink of black and white scotch served over finely crushed ice, sipped slowly and taken over a balcony view of New Orleans Square. Sounds perfect.
So that's how things stood for quite some time, and it worked for almost 50 years. Disneyland was alcohol-free except for a privileged few. But that all changed when the company began to talk about converting its main parking lot into a new theme park that would become Disney California Adventure.
From the beginning, alcohol was considered to be part of DCA. The new park included a wine country themed area and restaurant with tasting terraces, 2 fine dining locations with full bars and extensive cocktail menus, and it had beer carts peppered around the park.
The reception for this idea was mixed, with some being excited to be able to enjoy a drink and others worried about the integrity of the park experience. But it happened, and nothing major changed, and guests seemed to enjoy sipping wine on the al fresco tasting terrace and drinking creative cocktails at the Lamplight Lounge. I know we do. The park is still a very family-friendly affair and has not become the pleasure island that Pinocchio warned us about.
2 of our favorite cocktails from the parks can be found at the Lamplight Lounge at Pixar Pier. I love the Scream Canister, named from Monsters, Inc. This tropical creamy dream uses Bacardi Reserva Ocho rum, cream of coconut, pineapple, and orange juice with a mist of Angostura bitters.
After much experimentation, I found my favorite, the sequel. It's one of the Lamplight's bubbling cocktails, which are a blast. They're really fun. They have non-alcoholic versions too, but the sequel has Absolute Citron Vodka, Bacardi Superior Rum, Liquid Alchemist Passion Fruit, fresh lime juice, and agave nectar.
Even though this works well at DCA, we really do think that Disneyland is a different park and a different set of circumstances entirely, and having beer carts up and down Main Street would really dramatically change the character of the idealized 1890s theming. So while we're personally okay with alcohol at Disneyland, we want it to be done tastefully and be limited to certain areas.
And considering Walt Disney's vision, we tend to think he would agree. We think Walt essentially didn't want people to come to the park with the goal of getting intoxicated, and I think everybody visiting the park today, including its modern leadership, agrees with that.
There are several other things that keep things in control inside the park. For one, price can be a limiting factor. These usually run $15 to $45. And for another, cast members keep a sharp eye on the behavior of guests and make sure things don't get out of control.
And inside Inside Disneyland, the locations where you can get alcohol are fairly exclusive. In 2016, with the opening of Galaxy's Edge, alcohol became available outside of Club 33 for the first time. Oga's Cantina, a really cool Star Wars-themed bar experience that is purposefully small and reservations are usually required.
The Cantina has incredible story woven into its alien planet ambiance and has some really delicious cocktails. Amy loves the Jedi Mind Trick, a fruity concoction with botanical grapefruit and rose vodka, velvet falernum, blue curacao, white grape juice, lime juice, and grapefruit bitters.
And TC's favorite is the Yub Nub with its blends of rum, passion fruit, and citrus juices. And, of course, it has a souvenir mug.
But at 45 space bucks, you might only get this one once. And that's kind of the point. Oga's is small, much of it is standing room only, which encourages a shorter stay and smaller crowds. The price tag is pretty high, not to mention that they limit the amount of drinks that you can purchase from the get-go. So we really don't see it affecting the character of the park in any negative way.
And now, the Blue Bayou will be serving cocktails, and it makes sense in this location. What is weird is that we've all gotten used to the non-alcoholic mint julep after all these years, which we're actually quite fond of. It will still be available as is, non-alcoholic and inside the restaurant, including promised seasonal varieties. They're not yet offering an alcoholic version, but maybe one day.
Guests will be able to order from a very limited selection of beer, wine, and a signature cocktail called a Hurricane, which is a staple of New Orleans. A special celebration package will be available, which will include a sparkling beverage and a dessert for all of those folks of age who are celebrating a birthday, anniversary, or other big event.
All beverages must be consumed within the establishment and will be limited to a maximum of 2 adult beverages per guest. The Blue Bayou reopens May 27th, and we imagine this new offering won't be noticed by the average parkgoer. We highly recommend the restaurant to anyone visiting Disneyland. It's probably the finest restaurant at the park outside of Club 33 and 21 Royal.
Will we see more alcoholic beverage options throughout Disneyland? Well, it's possible. Alcohol is a big part of America's vacation culture and has a pretty attractive profit margin that Disney executives are unlikely to ignore. But we do think they will do it with restraint, we hope so, and it may never be sold inside lands like Fantasyland and Main Street USA.
We'll put it to you guys. What do you think about hurricanes at the Blue Bayou? Are you looking forward to the reopening? What do you think about alcohol at Disneyland in general? Please let us know in the comments.
Well, that's it for us today. We can't wait to find you in the parks again.
See you real soon, Mouseketeers.
See you real soon.